Okay, this is going to be a tutorial on HTML5. Now, HTML5 is pretty close to the other versions, just a lot of newer stuff. It has tags just like the previous versions. It differs from XHTML. You don't have to close the break tags like this anymore. It has added features. So the operating system reads files, and it has the extension. So the file extension is often hidden for a lot of people. They see their computer, they click on a file, they don't know what the extension is because oftentimes their computer has it set for hidden. Now let's go into folder options and I'll show you what I mean. You see right here, hidden files, hide extensions here. I have it unchecked. So if you have it checked, it's not going to show what the extension is. So as you can see on my desktop here, test4.html. So if you don't have that, it's going to save it in the default program that you have for it. So if your default is Word, when you create a file that's a text file, it's going to save it as the Word extension. So you don't want to do it that way because we're going to use just a text editor. You can either use Notepad. Now right click New. Now let's see here, text document. As you can see, this is going to open up in Notepad. So you can make a web page just with this Notepad. And this is an open tag. And I'll explain all these tags in a bit. That's a closed tag. Now, every tag needs to have an opening and a closing in HTML. And the only difference between the closed is the / here. So that opens it and that closes it. Then you have your head. You close the head. You have your title that goes on top right here. It's demonstration. Now I'm going to close it. Now we got our body tag, which is your main part of your web page. Now we're going to close it. So now we save it. Save as, you see, demonstration.html. So now we hit save. As you can see right here, demonstration. So now you can click on this file and it's going to open up. My default browser is Chrome. As you can see, it's clear, but it's a web page. You right click on it, you go to view page source, and that's what the browser has shown. So before I get into that, you're going to need some form of web server. You could do it at home. I believe the port is 81 or 80. I think it's 81. So that's a little bit more advanced. You can configure it through your router. Of course, if you have a lot of traffic on your web page, it's going to use your home internet. So it might be cheaper just to go to a web hosting company. I use Fat Cow. So that's basically what I'll do is I don't use the program for it. I just go into Windows Explorer here. Windows Explorer, where are you? You're here somewhere. Oh, come on, man. There we go. Windows Explorer. So what I'm going to do is just type in FTP :// ftp.fatcow.com. I'm going to hit enter. That's going to pop up what my username is. And now I'm just going to put in the password and I'll save it. Now I'm going to hit log on. So now through the FTP, it's logging into my Fat Cow account, which is the remote server. If there's no errors this time, hopefully there won't be. Nope. As you can see, my web. This is the what's on my web server. And so let's check on one of these folders. As you can see here, there's folders and there's files. By default, when you go to your domain, it's gonna look for the index file, index.html. It doesn't say it usually when you go to a website, but that's what it does. So when you're done creating your web page, you can upload it to your website. And now it's been uploaded. So now let's open up Internet Explorer. www.WeSellItHere.net. That is my domain name. So this is my site I'm still working on. So what the browser's done is it has grabbed this file here. So if I just type /index.html and hit enter, it's going to do the same thing. So now if I want to access the demonstration file I just created in front of you, demonstration.html, see, there's nothing there other than the blank because I didn't put anything in there. And I'll show you how to do that in a second. I just figured that these basics are good to understand first. So yeah, HTML as well as a web file. Often you use HTML within frames and within your website. So you'd have your index HTML, which is your home page, and then you have other web pages that are from links. Then it could be just HTML. I don't ever use HTML. I just use HTML. I don't really think it matters that much, other than inside iframes I think you use the HTML. So on the web server, what I like to do is I like to make my folders, right? Styles. I will go into CSS as well. I put my style sheets. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. That's an external sheet. You can do CSS in the page itself too, and I will show you how to do that. All my images for my web page, I like to put inside the images folder. All my frames, if I use iframes, I put in the frames folder. And then my main pages in here. So that's basically how I organize it. And I will show you, you use a path. So an image, an image tag is img. When you look at the tags, this is a demonstration of one. This is, let me see here. This website right here. Allow block content. Okay, that's this. As you can see, the tags here, they're pretty self-explanatory. Head, and it's closed. And that's why Notepad++ is really nice. It's because it'll highlight the closed tag of your open tag. Title. Demonstration. The title will go right here on the top here. So now you got your meta tag, and it's closed with a backward slash right here. It's telling the browser what type it is, what the content is, and what type of char set it is. Then it has the style. That's your CSS. Now when you put inside the tag, you put the type, you put equal sign, and then quotations. Then I put text slash CSS inside the tag, and it's ended here. Then you have your CSS that pertains to the title of the body, right? So that's the body. Now the syntax to that is you got your curly bracket and your ending curly bracket. Then you have your command and your value. It's separated with a colon. And then you end that command with a semicolon. And then you just go on to the next command. As you can see, it's pretty self-explanatory. Background / color separated with a colon, and this is the value. And then ended it with a semicolon. And then it ends the style here, and it ended the head, and it begins the body of your web page. HTML tag. So as you see, this div is an element. It's closed. But you see here I put a class here. Class = and whatever's in the quotation. This is the class that I've given a title. You can title anything you want. Container 1. But you see here as a period before container 1. Now if there's an element, this is an element, this is an element, div, header, that's an element, nav, that's an element, and they're tags. They're just the element is the name of the tag. So if it's native to HTML5, you don't have to put a period there at all, like body, because it's native to it. But container 1 is something I made up, so I have to start it with a period. But the same rules. You got your curly bracket. All your commands are inside the curly brackets. And then, so the browser reads the parsing, the doc type, HTML, and then it goes down to the head. It realizes, oh, this is the title for it. It reads this. Now as a style, and it reads what type it is. So now it loads up all of this I've defined for style. And then as it goes down to the body, it's going to apply all of this to the body tag. And now container 1, all these commands inside of this one. As you can see, I've put it right here. Now you can see where it ends right here. So whatever's inside will be styled by this container 1. So header, open and close. As you can see here, it's native, so I don't have to put a dot. I have styles for that. So what I've styled for header here is not going to apply to the nav here, because I've put these right here. And as you can tell, this is not inside of the header. This hello internet is inside of the header tags. This nav has all these links. So all of this is inside the body tag. So you see this paragraph pertains to this tag with the class news. As you can see right here, I've defined CSS for news, and that's how you use it, is by creating a div and then typing class equal and then quotations, and then you put the title of the the class inside the quotations. And that's how the browser knows how to use these defined styles inside it. And then you save it. And that's how it knows how to do that. So, of course, I will get into a better demonstration on how to do that in my next part. And also the syntax of how to create that you can use the tags. So that's basically a basic summary on. You don't need anything special. You just need Notepad. You can set up your home computer to serve HTML pages and use your home computer as a web server. But I use Fat Cow. There's GoDaddy as well. There's plenty of other companies you can set up an account with, and then you have to pick a domain name that's not used yet. It's pretty easy. The web hosting company will tell you which names are available, and oftentimes it's like $10 or $19 for 2 years or 1 year. And then once you got your URL name, now you have a website that you can use. So the way that it is from Fat Cow is you get your domain name, and then you point the domain name towards your web server that you have. And that's how it knows. It's what you call name servers. So that's how they know which page goes to what server, is by that. So, because I have many different URLs or domain names. So, as you can see, each of these used to be different domain names on one server. So on the control panel from the company that I use, I'd have each of those folders set up for the URL. So the web server knows which folder to go for what URL. And also, as you can see, these are all the files for that website. Basically, it's just, organization. My current website right here. So basically, that will be the end of part 1. And I will show you more on part 2.